2,000 years ago, that place in Galilee where Jesus lived is actually a melting pot of different cultures. So it's like a Silk Road whereby goods are being transported into different places coming from the east. So during that time, maraming exchange of knowledge and information. There are archaeological findings in Galilee whereby there are Lotus Sutras that are actually translated in Hebrew.
Namaste Prabhu, question is, naniniwala ka rin ba na sabi ng iba, Jesus Christ, after the part na he was lost in the temple and then was found, di ba? He was like around 12. Wala nang readings from the Bible from 12 years old up to when he was 24. And nagsasabi na in that period, he roamed around the world and partly he became siya daw yung naging Buddha, siya daw yung naging one of the prophets sa Islam. Until after he went around the world, he went and nagbinyag. You think so? Namaste.
Alright, brother, thank you so much for that very wonderful question. Now, if you ask about my opinion, I believe that Jesus has taken some wisdom from the Eastern spiritual traditions. Kung tatanungin mo naman ang mga Bible scholars, they would say that there is no evidence that Jesus went out from Palestine or from Galilee going farther to the east, no? However, they say that there is a huge possibility that Jesus was able to learn Eastern mystical traditions because of the exchange of goods coming from India and coming from China during that time. 2,000 years ago, that place in Galilee where Jesus lived is actually a melting pot of different cultures. So it's like a Silk Road whereby goods are being transported into different places coming from the east. So during that time, maraming exchange of knowledge and information. There are archaeological findings in Galilee whereby there are Lotus Sutras that are actually translated in Hebrew. There are several teachers coming from the east claims that Jesus went to India. There were actually two books that I've read that is talking about this topic. One is the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus, the Christ of the Piscean Age. However, the Aquarian Gospel was written by Levi H. Dowling, and it is not a historical book because it was written based on his visions. Okay, so it was a channeled document. It's not a historical document. The second is the one written by Nicholas Notovich. It's called Life of Saint Isa, Best of the Sons of Men. However, they actually admitted that the book was actually not authentic. However, he still claims that he went to a temple in Ladakh because he was injured. He was shown with a document called the Life of Saint Isa, Best of the Sons of Men, but he was not able to copy the document. So, meaning to say, he claims that he writes that book based on his memory of what he was able to read during that time. But of course, we will give him the benefit of the doubt. So, what I'm trying to say right now is that we really don't know if Jesus went to India or not. We can only rely based on what is written in the scriptures about the parallelism of Christianity and Buddhism, and also we can only rely upon the narratives of those teachers coming from the East. But, what lesson can we learn about this? According to Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell, myths are actually very powerful tools in order for us to grow and evolve as human beings because, since time immemorial, myths and legends has been created, especially in the religious tradition, in order for our psyche to grow and evolve. Myths are actually a vital part when it comes to our very own spiritual evolution. Just think of this, for example. As kids, we loved watching anime. As kids, we loved watching cartoons. We loved watching, those superhero movies. Even though we know that those superhero movies are not real, those cartoons are not real. They are fictional characters. They're fictional stories. The lessons that we learn from their stories actually has molded our lives in order for us to become better individuals today, di ba? the values that they have imparted within us, we are carrying it up until now, and this has molded us to become a better person. So what I'm trying to say is that regardless of the mixed myths and legends that was embedded into the life of Jesus, regardless of all these things, what's important is the lesson that we learn from his teachings. Regardless if Jesus went to India or not, regardless if he was able to learn Buddhism and Hinduism when he was in Galilee or not, regardless, the lessons that he has for us, that is the most important thing that we need to follow as Christians. Because as Christians, we are here to follow the teachings of the Christ in order for these teachings to fully transform us and become the image of the living Father here in this world. I hope that makes sense. Namaste.